Hello everyone, I am Dr. Jyoti Mandala. Welcome you all to the second lecture of Python programming. In this lecture, we'll see the basic Python syntax. Now, whenever you follow writing any statements in the Python, no need of opening and closing braces as like of other programming languages. In Python, it is not required to have an opening brace and a closing brace. And unlike C, C++, and Java, it is not required in Python to end each statement with a semicolon. That means it is not mandatory like other programming languages. But if you are having two or more statements in a same line, those two statements should be separated with a semicolon. If you consider this example, I'm assigning a value with 10 and b value with 20, and both should be separated with a semicolon. But if you are writing these two statements in two separate lines, then it is not mandatory to end those two statements with the semicolon. Right? We have another terminology in Python programming which is called as suit. Suit is nothing but a block of statements. A block of statements are termed as suit in our Python programming. Right? Now let us see what actually a variable is. A variable is a data structure in programming which is used to hold some data. So whenever you want to store any data, we can store the data in a variable. In Python, there is no data types concept. So there is no need to declare a variable. Whereas in other programming languages, let us consider C or Java, whenever you want to use any variable, you need to declare that variable first, like int a. But whereas in Python, it is not required to declare the variable. Why? Because there is no data types concept in a Python programming language. So whatever value you are assigning to the variable, depending upon that, the data type is considered. We'll see an example. Now, whenever you want to assign any value to a variable, you need to use equal to. That is called as an assignment operator. Okay. Now let us, this is an example. You can assign a equal to 10. Then it is nothing but a value of 10 is assigned to a. Here a is considered to be storing an integer value. Now if you assign b value with 1.5, now b is considered as storing a float value. Similarly, if you are storing c equal to 1 plus 6j, then c is considered of storing some complex values. So in Python programming language, we have a flexibility of storing complex values also. About this, we'll see in detail in our next lecture. Now, whenever you are giving any variable name, now whenever you are giving any variable name, there should not be any spaces between your variable names, and it should not contain a special character except underscore. Only underscore is allowed. A variable name is a combination of alphanumerics, but whenever you are giving an alphanumeric, there should not be any space, and you can consider underscore, and it cannot be a Python keywords. Same like variable, identifier rules are also same. Now, whenever you want to assign a single value to more than one variable, like here, if you consider I want to assign a value, b value, c value to 10, which is called as multiple assignment. This can be simply done by using a equal to b equal to c equal to 10. It is nothing but the 10 value will be assigned to a, b, c. But if you want to have a different value assignment to different variables, then it can be simply done by using your comma operator. If you see here, a value, b value, c value will be assigned to 1, 2. That means a value will be given 1, b value will be given 2, and c value will be given 3 simultaneously, which is done in one statement. Right? Python is dynamic typed language. Dynamic typed language is nothing but a language in which variable value data types which are assigned at runtime, that is nothing but which are assigned dynamically, are referred as dynamic typed languages. Like PHP, JavaScript, Python is also a dynamic typed language. Why? Because the variable values are assigned at runtime. Right? Now let us see the memory management in our Python. In Python, memory management is done. Automatic memory management is supported by Python. Why? Because as we are not declaring any variables and there is no data types in our Python, the memory management will be taken care automatically. Unlike C, if you take C programming language, whenever you want to use any variable, we need to first declare. Declaration is nothing but we need to tell the data type and the variable name. Like int A, if you are declaring, it is nothing but you are asking the C compiler to allocate 2 bytes of memory, right? But whereas in Python we are not declaring any variable and there is no data type, we are not allocating the memory. That means Python will support automatic memory management, so there will not be any burden for the programmer about this memory management. Now, whenever there are unused variables are there, those will be recycled automatically by using the reference count, which is called as garbage collection. This will be done automatically by the Python. But whenever you want to delete any variable manually, forcibly if you want to delete, then you need to use del command. Right? Now, what is Python object? Python objects are nothing but in program whatever is there, Python will treat everything as your object. As an example, a variable, whenever you are assigning any value to that one, is considered as an object. Now whenever you want to have a thing as an object, it should possess three characteristics. First one is it should be an identifier, it should have a type, and it should have a value. Whenever a thing will be having these three characteristics, then it is considered as a Python object. Right? Now as we are clear what actually a variable is, now let us see how to get an input to a variable. Now a value to a variable can be simply assigned by using assignment operator. Like we can write a equal to 10. It is nothing but we are assigning the value, uh, mm, assigning the value at in our program itself. Now but sometimes in a complex projects, the program wants to read the value from the user. In such a case, we want to get the input at while executing your program, and that is possible by using a function called input function. Input function reads the value which is to be stored in a value in a variable at the time of executing. Now the syntax to do that is where what in whatever variable you want to store, you need to use that variable is equal to input function, and within the input function you need to give a prompt string. As an example, if you consider, I'm considering my variable as a and I'm using an input function, and within the function as a parameter I am giving prompt string. That means enter a value. This will be displayed at the time of executing. Right? Now here prompt string is a must be a string. Now what is the thing with the input function is, with the input function whenever you are giving any value, that value will be read as string only. Now let us see an example how this will be working. So to do that, let us open our command prompt, and after moving to the command prompt, let us go to our Python prompt. To go to the Python prompt, simply we need to type Python. Okay, now we are in the Python prompt now. Now how can we assign a value to a variable? A value to a variable can be simply assigned by writing a is equal to 10. By using the assignment operator, you can simply write like this. Now to check the value, we have two options. What are the two options? You can write print a, you can write a statement like this, then the value of a will be displayed, or else simply if you type a, the value of a will be displayed. Right? So the value of a can be read by simply using the assignment operator a equal to 10. Right? Now if you if you want to read assign another variable value, you can assign another variable value by using b equal to 20 as an example. Then if you want to see the value of b, simply type b and click enter. Got all of you? Now we have another option of reading the values. Now C equal to, you can use, you want to read the value from the user. Now what you can use, you can use a function called input function, and within the parenthesis you need to give a prompt string. I am giving the prompt string as enter value. Now if I write like this, then it will be asking the user to enter some value. Suppose I am giving a value of 30. then the value, the 30 will be stored in C. Now if you want to check the value, simply type C. Now you can see 30 value will be displayed. But observe here, the value of 30 will be is given in single quotes, but whereas the value of B is given in 20. What is the difference between these two is, whatever value you are reading through the input function, that will be considered as a string. I'll elaborate that one with clearly. Now let us consider a, let us read one more variable d equal to input enter value, right? Now it is asking us to enter the value. I am giving a value of 40. Now d value is 40. Got it all of you? Now we have already a value as 10, b value as 20. Now let us perform addition of a plus b. Now what we are expecting, 10 plus 20, we are expecting 30. So we will get that value 30. Now let us perform addition of c plus d. Now what is the output we are expecting? 30 plus 40, 70 we are expecting. So, but we won't get the output. We'll get an output of 30 concatenated with 40. So that the reason behind this one is, whatever values we are reading through the input function, that will be considered as string. So as 30 is considered as string and 40 is considered as string, these two, if you are using an operator plus, then it is nothing but we are trying to concatenate two strings. But through the input string, we want to read an integer value only. In such a case, what we need to do is, we need to convert the string into integer. That can be done by writing the statement c equal to, right? Earlier we have written c equal to input of a enter value. Now whatever value you are getting through the input, you want to convert that one to int, then you need to put this complete input function in a int. This is called as type conversion. Now whatever value you are reading through the input, that will be converted to int, right? Now it will ask you to enter the value of 10. I am giving the old value 30. Now if you are trying to display the value of C, you will get a value of 30. Observe, it is not put in the single quote. That means it is considered as an integer value. Are you getting? Similarly, let us see the d value you consider. Whatever d value you are taking, let us convert that one into integer. Now what happens? It will ask us to enter the value of d. Let us give 40. Now let us try to display the d value. It is 40. Now let us try to add the c and d. So both will be added, and whatever input you are getting, whatever value we are expecting 70, that is displayed there. Right? Now we have one more function which is called as a type function. And what is the use of this type function is, this type function is used to see what type of data is stored in your variable. Let us consider, if you write type of A, then what happens? It will display the type of A. We have stored in A int value, so it will be storing class int. So type function is used to store the to know what type of value stored in a variable. This is about how a variable can be read at runtime and how a variable value can be assigned in the program itself. And in the input, if you want to convert that input which is a string to int, that can be done by using your int function, right? So this is the end of our second lecture, which is about basic Python syntax. Let us meet in the next video. Thank you.